Fight number 3, event 1, Poland versus Ukraine.
I'm excited about this one as well because yet again we have two very tough sounding countries. I would imagine the guys in the Ukraine are well practiced and hard as nails.
Exactly. Yeah. And now these women are just dancing and not really showing the best moves.
No. Good hips here.
Yep.
There we go.
Good.
There's some good hips.
It's the leather thing again doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't like the leather. I feel like it's out of place in the rhinestones.
Exactly.
You can't be wearing leather and rhinestones.
Leather and rhinestones, exactly.
No, you can't do that and be my friend.
Oh, Svetlana. Every time I see her, I fall in love.
Me too. I dig her hair.
Yeah.
Like it's full and voluminous.
Exactly. And all the judges who look like they don't want to be there.
Yeah, these refs. Like, look at he straight up sighed. He just like let out a huge sigh.
Yeah. And this guy on the right's not even looking at the camera.
No.
The guy on the left's not even looking at the camera.
He doesn't know where the camera is.
Yeah, they don't know.
He's just wandering.
But they all look like they've had a lot of fight experience.
You would think, but they're expecting these people to die in the ring before they call any fights.
That's true.
Really interesting.
So maybe their definition of a fight's different.
Yeah, I suppose so. So we know these guys. We've watched them before.
Exactly. The Polish. I wonder if we're going to see that really intense guy who looks like he's been in jail.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
And again, I just want the bouncers to fight.
Yeah.
Let's have the bouncers fight each other.
In this case, the bouncers are the same size as the fighters.
Yeah, dude, these guys are enormous.
These Polish are enormous.
Third fight, it's Korabeley, Ukraine.
The Ukrainians are coming out.
We'll see if they're equally large.
Yeah. They don't look like it.
No. Not looking good so far.
It's definitely not looking good for the Ukrainian team.
That guy looks like a software developer, not a
He
fighter.
definitely looks like a software developer.
Fancy shorts though on this other dude.
I agree. Yeah, some of different lengths too this time.
Yeah, yeah.
The Polish team looks more uniform. That's the guy. That's the guy, intense guy.
The prison inmate.
Yeah, the prison inmate.
So we can expect a sprint and a flying kick at least by one of these groups.
Yeah, agreed. So the rules again, no eye, no Adam's apple, and no biting.
Right.
Only 3 rules.
Yeah.
And then that's the breakdown of the qualifications of the fighters.
So of course Poland coming in a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
Obviously they've got a bit of a height advantage as well on average.
And they also have mostly shaved heads.
Look at this giant guy with the green shorts.
Ooh, they're more
kidding
controlled
me?
this time.
Yeah, no sprint.
Yeah, no sprints.
Real weird.
They learned from last fight.
Yeah, they still stay grouped up.
He got hit in the face pretty bad.
Yeah, that was 2 shots, but that's not taking out Goliath.
Little clinch action going there.
Yep, okay. One on the ground so far.
Yeah,
these other guys electing to stay standing.
They're standing up this time.
Yeah.
So, and we see a lot of blows being traded. Ooh, some elbows on the ground.
Yeah, this is way more of a legit fight. You see one guy hopping between groups.
Yeah. I see some strategy going on in this one.
This is the first time we've seen this.
Yeah, yeah. And
still with the shirt pulling, which I think is a sound strategy.
Exactly.
Go for it.
And the ropes in the back seem very loose. They aren't able to keep the fighters in the ring.
Yeah, the bouncers are doing a good job of keeping the tires.
Choke.
Yep, he sinks a choke in. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
As he falls out of the ring, what are they going to do?
2-on-1 here. Ooh, he's on the ground now.
Yep, it looks like he took a shot.
Soccer kick.
Yeah.
Hammer fist.
That's not going to end well for this guy.
This guy's basically done ouch.
Okay, good. That was. I like that they stopped it there, right?
He's going.
Rather than let the guy just puke on himself.
Exactly. And I think they're dragging him back in the ring. So, yeah. And, oh, they won already.
That was very quick, but there was a lot going on. Well, maybe just an early celebration.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, yeah. A quick fight, but look at this guy's all bloody.
He's all bloody.
But he took some shots.
He took some shots, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Ukrainians put up a good team.
Very much so, very much so. Yeah, there was a lot of a stand-up utilized in this one. A shorter fight, but more technical fight.
Exactly. So this one, interesting.
See, that was legit. And he almost reverses this double leg.
Double leg. And the guy, the Ukrainian trying to take the MMA fighter down. It's a Kung Fu guy trying to take the MMA fighter down, which is really interesting.
That is very interesting. And you'll see with these two guys standing up here, the guy in the tights, utilizing really good head movement and like, you know, this guy's throwing knees. Like, this is a straight up MMA fight.
This is a straight up MMA fight.
It's great.
Yeah, which makes sense. Sznyta, the kind of Kung Fu he does is it has throws and grappling, just not as much as MMA.
Got it.
So, and he's much bigger, which makes sense why he was trying to take the smaller guy down, even though the smaller guy's better on the ground.
Also keep in mind that the shorter guy in the tights has a very rad old school 90s tribal tattoo sleeve.
That's true.
Which I feel like makes him 1% tougher.
Yeah, I agree.
He's got the edge there.
And he's got that crazy haircut.
Yeah.
And I think this is where the opponent switch happens.
Yeah, so he goes and tries to help out a buddy, which is what we've been wanting to happen the entire time. Because to me, that's a surefire way to win.
Exactly.
Right back at it.
Exactly. I think, yeah, he goes...
See, he elects to not engage with the guy in front of him and jump over to this other group of people.
And then the Polish guy, rear naked, chokes out the other guy.
Yeah, I would imagine that was a finished choke. I mean, they kind of fell out, but it looks like he finished him.
Yep. And now he goes to help out his teammate.
Yeah, just pounding this other guy. Getting hit to the ribs, to the face. Good thing they
Mr.
stopped
Perszing.
it.
He did really well in this fight.
Mr. Perszing.
Despite being pretty small, he did really well.
A name to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was excellent. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that guy's performance at all.
Yeah, he did
Good
a
stuff.
Especially against an opponent who was bigger.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at here. Legit double leg. Lifts up his leg to kind of flip him right over with a butterfly hook. Almost gets the reversal. At least he's attempting it, you know?
Exactly. And they trade some good blows.
Yep, moving his head.
And he helps out his teammate.
Yeah, so he gets team points too.
Oh, kickboxing versus kickboxing.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why this one was stand up. What?
Yeah.
Are they trying to take each other down?
That was, he tried to throw a little guillotine in there.
Yeah. Interesting.
I want some more use of the tires.
Yeah, exactly. So this one's just standard. They're swinging very, very big haymakers for kickboxers.
Wild
Yeah.
stuff. Inside trip though, he's in half guard. The guy's controlling his posture very well. The guy on top is not trying to pass. Well, he has an underhook. He could attempt to pass here. I'm gonna get that. Maybe try and wrap the head and get him away from the body. That's right.
Interesting that the two stand-up fighters became ground fighters in this fight.
Yeah. Clearly they've had a little bit of training. You know, this guy can utilize this pass. I mean, his weight is in the right spot at the very least. I'm not certain that he knows what's going on.
Ooh, he got
Probably
reversed.
not. See, now this guillotine looks like it might be tight, but I don't know that he's got the grip. Maybe he does. I don't know. We couldn't see his other hands. Okay, he doesn't.
And the
Extending the
Polish guy
legs.
on top right now looks a little bigger, and then the friend comes to help out.
Yeah, kicks him right in the dome.
Ouch. Yeah, and
So
I
he's
think
forced to let it go.
yeah, it looks like he's gone. That kick.
I think the kick really did him in.
Wow.
At first I thought maybe he was just letting go, but you
Yeah.
can see he's like a bloody mess.
Exactly. And now this guy goes to help his friend.
Yeah.
So interesting. The two kickboxers ended up on the ground.
Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah, that was a good fight. Yeah, see, he tried to do a single leg, I think.
Yeah, so he jumps up to this guillotine while he's on top of the other guy. That's interesting. At least he's like looking for it.
Exactly.
So I take it the ropes aren't working very
Yeah,
well.
the ropes are not working
At least
all.
not in this fight. Guys were going out of them.
The Ukrainian fighter in this one, his style is army fight. I don't know what that means.
Army fight.
Yeah, army
Does he have a
fight.
knife on him?
Maybe.
There's an AR-15 in his pants.
Exactly.
Yeah, wild shots here. I mean, this dude's just getting hit.
Yeah.
He's enormous and just throwing his weight around.
Exactly.
Gotta get me a pair of those shorts though to show
I
off
agree.
these quads.
The quads, yep.
See, he's bloody, so he's
Yeah.
getting hit. He's getting hit enough to constitute a cut. He's already tired.
And then it just gets all crazy over here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens here because they're remaining standing by choice. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, these ropes don't have any tension on them at all. I think they're just anchored by the tires.
Yeah, no, I'm thrown into the tires, even though a lot of them are near the tires.
Right.
No banging head against tires.
Right. Yeah, you can see here this guy's kind of trapped between the ropes, and he doesn't know if he wants to just leave the arena to come back in or stand back up.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, yep, that soccer kick really did it.
Yep. I like how he took his photo with the hat on.
Yeah, you can't remove the hat.
Yep.
It makes you look weaker.
Definitely makes you look weaker. Especially if you don't have some of the crazy hairline of your teammates.
Did you see this shot?
Yeah.
Did you see that big
In the
left hand?
face, yeah.
Yeah, big left hand. That's certainly what cut him.
Yeah.
Woke him up just a
A
tad.
little bit, yeah.
Kickboxing and MMA. All right.
And of course, the Polish guy's bigger in this one too.
His name was Ivan.
Ivan the Terrible.
That's right.
Ooh, he tries to.
So he gets a little front headlock position, go to the takedown. That's cool. All right. Let's see some leg kicks. This dude's standing straight up and down with his chin in the air.
Ooh, the little guy drops the big guy.
Yeah, that was pretty legit.
Wow. Ooh, pretty good
elbows to the back of the head.
Knees. But the big guy's just too big.
He's too big.
Yeah, he's too big.
He doesn't have his legs under him at all.
Yeah. But the little guy's putting up a good fight and even takes him down.
Yeah, takes him right down, drops an elbow on the way down. Yeah, he's just landing these elbows clean.
Yeah. But the big guy's using his legs, his reach advantage to keep distance.
Yeah, that's
Not
right.
anymore.
No, your boy Ivan's pretty good at standing up, too.
Exactly. Wow.
A lot of chaos going on. You can see the guy in the green shorts not even sure who to engage with, just who's open.
This is the most reminiscent of a real hooligan fight.
Certainly.
And he's pretty good takedown defense by the Polish guy.
Yep. We've got a legit sprawl.
Again, another one.
Yep, he sprawls. Oh, cool dragon tattoo on the leg. Oh man, that guy gets my vote every time.
His eyes cut pretty bad though.
I think so.
The little guy's done some damage to the big guy.
I think so.
I give it to the little guy.
He's got himself a little clinch.
I think he's just trying to hold it until his friend comes.
Yeah, not a bad strategy, by the way.
Exactly.
This guy just gets thrown out of the cage.
Yeah.
What are you going to do there? I don't know if they reposition him.
I think he gave up. He said no more.
Yeah, I think so.
But he put up a fight. He got no damage either. I don't think.
No, it was excellent.
Yeah. So.
It's nice to see people that aren't just in a bar fight.
Exactly.
You know, when you're in a bar and some guy throws a leg kick at you, you know what's up.
Yeah, exactly. So I think out of all the little guys besides the Alejandro dude from the Swedish team who was just a little too small but had a lot of skill, I think this guy is a really skillful fighter.
I think so too. Oh, you got the Dracula, little vampire teeth. All right.
Combat Sambo versus Judo.
Versus Judo. I'm real interested to see if we see some Judo from this 7'9" demon.
Uso.
Immediately on the ground, inside control.
And he's fighting the prisoner.
Yeah.
It's prisoner Poland.
So he's just kind of forcing him out, trying to establish his position.
He's trying to bridge the Ukrainian guy.
Trying to at least get a knee in there.
Exactly.
I'm interested to see how they handle that. You see, they just lift the ropes up. I mean, they're gonna go out of bounds.
Yeah. He's trying to use the rope almost.
Yeah.
Or he's using the tires to.
This other guy's just started stomping on him, and then he was pushed away.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So this fight basically was just on the ground the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, there were some guys that really elected to stand up instead, but ultimately, as we've seen, as bipeds, as discussed, we will end up on the ground almost inevitably.
So another case of the Polish guy just had way too much weight on the...
He's huge.
Yeah, he's huge.
This guy's huge.
He's holding you down. It's really hard to do anything.
Yeah, and this guy's just doing a great job of holding the guy down. We're just waiting for the other guy to come in and kick the guy right in the nose.
Yeah, exactly. So it looks like they still want to fight, man. They're not done.
Yeah,
the Polish team took some damage.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for their size, the Ukrainians definitely fought well against these massive Polish.
I think so. Some highlights for you. Oh, look at that running start. Yeah. Kick him right in the head. Pretty cool.
Elbows, stomps.
The most damage we've seen in a fight yet.
Yeah, definitely.
Saw some blood.
Saw a lot of blood.
Saw rear naked choke.
Rear
Pretty
naked
cool.
choke, yeah. A little bit of strategy that we saw too.
Yeah, true. Guys were dodging between opponents, going one way and then going the other way.
Exactly. So I assume now they're going to announce the winner.
Yeah. That guy's still looking the toughest of the bunch.
Definitely. Ooh. Looks like the Ukrainians got bloodied too.
Yeah, certainly. Look at that guy's pythons. Yeah. That's intense.
LPH is the winner, Poland.
Yeah. Yeah, his avocado-colored shorts,
Avocado-colored shorts.
Excellent. That was beautiful.
That was a very beautiful fight.
A much better fight. What I wanted to note as well that I really enjoy about this is I really like the raw atmosphere of no crowd.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? You can just hear kind of like people yelling, you know? It's more indicative of like a Conan the Barbarian style pit fight.
Yeah.
Whatever. I really dig that. And we see that a lot in like the opening seasons or the cage fights in like Ultimate Fighter in the UFC, you know? It's just like them in the house and people yelling. There's no crowd or announcers or whatever. And especially no commentary.
Yeah.
So, it just gives like a really raw atmosphere, especially when there's 5-on-5 people and it's not something you see every day. It's violent.
Yeah, it's very violent. And I think because there's no crowd, they're really in there to fight and not to appease anyone.
True. Very true, yeah. And also, it's really interesting to see that the strategy is now starting to unfold.
Yeah.
I think what we're going to begin to see is teams that will just inevitably gang up on one guy, because if you've got 5-on-5 and everybody's just engaged with whoever they're standing across from, you know, it's the best move is probably to finish your opponent as quickly as possible, as we discussed last time, with not being able to set up submission attempts or positions. So you got to get in, get that guy out, so you can then move on and inevitably, almost for sure, win the fight.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if in future fights, there's going to be attempts to finish one fight as quick as possible so we can get the numbers advantage.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see how it unfolds.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see who will fight next time. This is Trevor and Jerry giving you running commentary.
Thanks.
Thank you guys. See you next time.